Hello, I'm Robin. How is everybody? I'm here for the Senior Center today. Let's see. First of all, I just want to just say that I hope that everyone had a blessed Easter and a blessed Passover. All fell on the same Sunday this year, the end of Passover and Easter, and I hope all of you had glorious celebrations and are ready to go back to stretching this week. Be sure that you have got some water on hand. Always have something to drink out of so we can stay hydrated. And since I talk throughout this whole 40-minute session, I have to keep drinking. So cheers. Be sure that you breathe throughout all of the exercises that we do. Breathing can really help you just settle into the stretch, into the movement. We're trying to open things, right? We're trying to elongate the muscles, keep them from getting tighter and tighter and shorter and shorter. It all has to do with functional living, being able to do the things that we still want and need to be able to do, being able to bend down and stand up and reach for things. So stretching and flexibility should always be a part of your exercise routine, right? Thank you for your support of the Senior Center during these times, and as always, donations will be greatly appreciated online or through snail mail. So please don't forget our Senior Center, since most of our classes and activities and a lot of our staff actually are funded by those donations to the TSC Foundation. We appreciate everything and all the hard work that people have done to keep us in the loop and learning and moving and talking and connecting over the past year. Let's see, what have I forgotten? Props. I've got my Tommy Bahama mat out today. I was just in the mood since it's finally gotten warmer and things are starting to pop open outdoors. We've got azaleas and we have dogwood and we have, spiracantha, and we've got a few camellias left and various things. So I was in the mood for the Hawaiian mat today, and I want to be sure that you've got something that would extend your legs. So most of us have got a band with handles. Okay, great, that's perfect. If you don't, I decided to bring out the beach towel today instead of the king size pillowcase because I wanted to show you another use for it. Right, last week I mentioned that it could be used as a prop. Okay, if you don't have a yoga block, but if there are things that I do, I'm just going to show you two of them, where you could use a rolled up beach towel. That would be something that you could use from home. I know I'm kind of getting tongue-tied here. You could use from home, and it would be a helpful prop because we're all at different levels and we all have a different range of motion, just as all of us have different levels of cardiovascular ability or muscle strength. Our range of motion or our flexibility is different. So what I'm going to do is just show you how you can roll up a beach towel or a bath towel, but beach towels tend to be a little bit bigger, and you can use it as a prop instead of a yoga block. A couple of different ways. I'll just show you two quickies of things that I typically will do in a class that you might be able to use it for. One is Little Piece of Heaven, or if we're on tabletop and we're pushing and sitting back toward our heels. Well, if your cheeks don't reach your heels, okay, then what you can do is bring this rolled up beach towel behind your legs, between your hamstrings and your calves, okay, and use it right in between, okay, as a prop to help you, okay. That keeps you supported with something nice and cushy if you're not able, right, to get all the way back on your heels. So that's one place. Another place is, last week we did thread the needle. We're not going to do that today, but with thread the needle, a lot of times people have a hard time getting their head all the way down to the floor, okay? So here's another option, another place that you could use that rolled up towel, okay? You could bring it here and give yourself maybe just even a cushion, or if you can't get your head all the way to the floor. So when we do the thread the needle one, it could go between your ear and the floor. So that's another place for the prop. So those are just two quick things that I wanted to share with you. And then the other place that we'll be using it is long ways, okay, turning it lengthwise. If the king size pillowcase is not long enough for you, then a beach towel would be, okay? And that would be if we're trying to extend the leg, okay? If you're lying on your back and you need something to help, okay? A beach towel is a really good option. You might even be able to bring it all the way to the floor and then up with that one if you don't have a band with handles, okay? Okay, so enough of the props for today, but I just wanted to offer that to you because I realized last week that maybe I had not been very clear about that. I always have my notes, my little cheat sheets, and it's over here on the side. When you see me looking, it's to be sure I don't forget anything, okay? So today, we're gonna do a little breathing and a little lateral movement to get started. So center yourself, okay? Sit comfortably, extend your legs if you need to, modify when you need to. Belly button to spine, shoulder blades back and down, chin level with the floor. Take a nice deep breath in. Inhale up. Exhale a little bit to your right. Inhale center. Exhale a little bit to your left. And we're going to kind of flow that, all right? So inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over. One more time, just side to side. Pretend you're holding a ball between your hands. Okay? And now this time when we come to the right-hand side, I'm going to place my right hand to the floor and just go a little bit over, a little further over. And my elbow is not all the way down. I'm not quite that limber. I'm not warmed up enough for that yet. Inhale, bring it back to center, T position. Left hand down and then over toward the left. Good. And we'll go back to the right again. I don't have this mat squared away, do I? No, I'm looking at my screen. Right side. And maybe just a little bit deeper now that you're starting to warm up. Inhale. Left palm down a little bit deeper and a little farther over. And back to the right again. And this time I think I can put my elbow all the way down to the mat and hold. So my forearm is down, reaching with my left fingertips. If it is available to you and it doesn't hurt your neck and you don't have a spinal rotation osteoporosis issue, you may look up and under your elbow. Belly button tilt still pulled into your spine. And now let's lift back up into the center. Use your core to help bring you up and steady you. And then left palm down, left forearm down, reach it over. Now while you're here, and one thing that you want to guard against is letting this hip come up and over. You want to keep pressing down and keep that right cheek on the mat. And you can look up and under if that's available to you. Just keep breathing. Oh, I forgot to turn on the other side. We'll have to go back to that. All right, so one more breath. And then on the exhale, I want you to turn a little bit and bend over toward the knee. Like I'm actually going to hug this knee and then look back a little bit toward my left hip. And breathe. Next inhale, back to center. Open up. And up tall again. And then as promised, let's go back to the other side one more time so that we can turn over the right knee. All right, so I'm going to just bend forward. And you just go as far as you can. You just go as low as you can go. If you just reach and cup your knee and just turn in this direction, that's fine. That's all you got, no worries. Okay? If you can go a little lower and hug the knee a little bit tighter, okay, that's good too. I'm going to turn and look back toward my hip. One more good breath. And then inhale, open back to center. And bring it all back up. Okay, nice. Let's do some genie arms right here. And then just gently rotate right and left. Remember to be gentle with this if you have osteoporosis. Just a little bit of spinal rotation here to warm up for our bigger challenge in a little bit. Okay. And back to center and release and hold. All right. I'll turn first. Extend your legs out long against the mat. Yeah, I did this because I want you to be able to see behind me, right? For a chest opener, we did this a few weeks ago. I'm going to bring my hands behind my back, make a fist, okay? And then Bring the hands behind the back and go fist to fist if you can. And lift your chest, and like a butterfly, right, pull your elbows back. Right? So fist to fist, pulling the elbows back, lifting the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades together. All right? Back around to the front. Nice chest and shoulder opener. And then relax the hands. I'm going to move with my back to the wall because I just want to show you that some of you that need the extra support, I'm into props today, as you can tell, that some of you that need the extra back support, okay, that aren't comfortable just sitting on the floor with your core, you've got too much forward flexion, so you can scooch with your hips all the way back, okay, to the wall. And for some of you, right, just the process of doing this is a really good hamstring stretch. If you have super tight hamstrings, okay, the back of your leg, my husband is one of them. If you have super tight hamstrings and you scooch your tailbone all the way back to the wall and pull your shoulder blades back and sit up as tall as you can, it's very difficult for him to actually have his legs straight, okay? His knees are a little bit bent, okay, because he has the flexibility in the back of his legs is tight. He stretches daily, especially for his golf game, and it's getting better. But for him to actually sit with his legs all the way down like so is tough. So this is actually something you can do on your own at home, okay, to stretch out your hamstrings if you're not in stretch class and you're doing something different, right? So what I'm going to do from here today is our ankle and our wrist flexion and extension. I'm going to sit here, bring the hands out, bring the feet out, and I'm going to point and flex my fingers and my toes at the same time today. All right, so here we go. We're pointing and flexing. And if you're nowhere near a wall, don't worry about it. I happen to be near the wall. Okay, but if you're not, you're just sitting in the middle of your mat, okay, pointing and flexing. Ankle flexion, ankle extension, fall prevention. Okay? Extension, prevention. Gives you the ability to lift your foot off the floor and not drag it. Now, circles, all right? We're going to do it together. We're going to circle the wrists and circle the ankles at the same time, okay? You can soften your elbows. You don't have to have your arms all the way out, okay? And if this is making you dizzy, okay, just do your legs. Just do your ankles first, okay? And then do your wrists and reverse. Good. Breathe. Now, pause and hold. I'm going to have to turn and face you for this one so you can see this better. I can't wait till we all get in person again and we can demonstrate this stuff, okay? Okay, so I'm sitting here. I'm going to open my toes, all right, as wide as I can and open my fingers, okay? And then close and curl. I know this seems dumb, I know, to a lot of people, but if you understand the reasoning behind what we're doing here, it makes a lot of sense. And it all speaks to functionality. Now, I can hardly do my right big toe open. I broke it a while back. I have a lot of arthritis in it, and it wants to stay glued to my second toe. It does not want to open and separate. I have to really think about it and make it do it, okay? But this is wonderful, again, for plantar fasciitis, for keeping your feet flexible, for arthritis in your hands, arthritis in your toes. I mean, all these little things that start happening as we add decades, right? And you don't think about doing these little things, but they can make a huge difference in your everyday functionality. All right, enough. Are we good? Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna bring my legs back together again. I'm gonna turn sideways one more time. And you might want your band or your beach towel. I'll bring that alongside so you can see that too. Okay. So sit up nice and tall, sit up straight. I'm going to keep my left leg straight. I'm going to bend my right knee. Inside of my right foot, into as far as my calf is here, or above the kneecap. Okay, you don't want to put it right on your kneecap if you can avoid that. So either above or below your kneecap, depending on your flexibility. And here's where your beach towel can come in handy. I can reach my foot, okay, but if you can't, you can either use your band, use your king size pillowcase, or you can use your beach towel, right, like this. Sit nice and tall. And hook that beach towel over the bottom of the foot, flex it, keep the knee nice and straight, nice and flat, and then forward fold from your hip, right? So I'm moving forward from my hips. It's a pike position, okay? I'm making a hand sandwich, okay? It's a pike position, not a folded forward rounded position, all right? So we're gonna start, exhale, in a piked position. Now, if you have none of these, that's fine too, okay? Put your hands on the floor and walk your fingertips forward as far as you can so you feel that nice stretch behind your leg and your calf. If it's available to you, you can reach your foot and your toes, okay? That's fun. And I'm trying not to fold forward yet, trying to just take my belly closer to my thighs, try to close the gap between my belly and my thigh, all right? And breathe. The gaze, right, my gaze is out toward the toe, not up, okay, because that puts a lot of pressure in the back of the neck, right, and we're not looking down as yet. Keep breathing. And on your next exhale, now it's okay to actually fold forward. So I'm going to go nose to knee and round my back over, all right? You should feel the stretch a little bit differently, and you should feel it more of your quadratus lumborum in your back. Still breathing. And then I'm going to release my foot, if you haven't already, so I can use my hands to walk my torso back up nice and tall. All right, so I'm going to sit up again. Take your right foot, the knee that's bent, cross it over your left. All right, this may be all you got. That's perfectly fine. We're going to turn. We're going to do spinal rotation. Be gentle if you have osteoporosis. I know I say it every time, but I don't want to ever get in trouble. Okay, so if you want to just turn gently from this direction, that's great. Right? If you want to go a little bit more challenge, my left arm is out here in T position. It's going to come around to hug this right knee a little closer to my chest. Now, before I make a turn, I'm going to sit up. I'm going to lift my chest and just picture a flagpole from the top of your head all the way down to your tailbone, all right? It's dangerous to really try to twist with your back rounded forward. That can put your back in a real precarious position, right? So you want to sit up as tall as you can, okay? Take my right hand forward, watch my thumb, big deep breath in, and on the exhale, I'm going to move the arm and turn and open, and I'm going to follow my thumb. Holding this knee in nice and close so you get a really good stretch in your cheek, in your right glute muscle, and your piriformis. And hold. Now take that thumb, extra credit, run it down your spine, place your palm on the mat at your tailbone, extend the arm, which makes you lift your chest a little bit taller, and I'm twisting a little bit farther around. Great for my golf game, right? We got to be able to turn. And on your next exhale, release and come back around to the front. Nice. Okay. Extend your right leg out. The left leg is going to bend the bottom of my foot either to the calf or a little bit higher here. Okay. Square your hips up. Take a deep breath in and then pike forward from your hips. So as flat a back as you can maintain. Walk my hands down, closing the gap, okay, between my belly and my thigh. So as much as you can close this gap right here with a flat back. That's where we're going to start. You can reach your foot, okay. All these are just options. My gaze again is out toward past my foot. On the next exhale, release and fold forward. So nose to knee, folding it forward. And then I'm going to release my foot so I can have both palms down, walking them back as I lift my torso. All right, sitting up as tall as possible. Take the bent knee, your left leg, your left foot crosses over your right knee. My right arm is in T position. It comes around to hug my knee. All right, so my right arm is hugging my left knee. Sit up tall, left arm forward. I'm going to follow my thumb around as I look over my left shoulder. Now, if you follow your thumb and it bothers your neck, but you're okay twisting in this area, then you can just bring your head into a neutral position and keep it facing straight forward, right? Some of us have neck issues without having lower back issues. Breathe. And if you'd like to, for the extra challenge, take this left hand, slide it down your spine, place your palm on the mat at the base of your tailbone. And as you extend your arm, it helps extend your body as well. It helps you lift your chest. And maybe you can turn a little bit further. Hug the knee in a little bit tighter. This stretch kind of eliminates the need for us to do the figure 4 stretch at the end when we use our bands. And we've also got a lot of hamstring work already this morning with this stretch, with these particular stretches. And on your exhale, release everything and unwind. Come back to the center. Extend the other leg. Maybe bounce them out just a little bit. All right. I'm going to move forward and around for tabletop position and to grab a sip of water. Okay. So however that's whatever's available to you, however to do it. Come on over onto your all fours, onto your tabletop, and get ready for cat-cows. Hands underneath your shoulders, fingers open, some weight in your pads of your fingers. Knees under your hips, nice flat back, tops of your feet to the floor, okay? All right, take a breath. And on the exhale, round up into the biggest, tallest angry cat you can give me today. Pull your belly button into your spine, C-curve your spine, eyes to thighs, pull the shoulder blades apart. And then inhaling, you're going to come through neutral position, flat back position, and then drop your belly down toward the mat. Put your shoulder blades in your back pockets, lift your chest, lift your chin if it's available to you, and keep your cheeks lifted. So chin up, chest up, cheeks up, and you're in spinal extension or broken horse or cow, you call it. Exhale one more time, tuck under, nice and strong. And inhale, back to the center, all the way up to broken horse. Feeling a good abdominal stretch here as well. And if you come back into your tabletop position, I'm going to walk down to Sphinx by lowering the elbows and the forearms down to the mat. Okay, and then starting to scooch the knees back. And then dropping the hips and my abdomen forward and down, and now here I am in Sphinx position. All right, my feet are slightly apart, tops of my feet to the floor. Now, what's the difference between being here, right, and being here? Right? A whole lot of posture. That's what the difference is. So keep the chest lifted, keep your shoulder blades in your back pockets. Okay, good. Just pause and breathe. Spinal extension, our bodies are crying out for spinal extension because we live so much of our lives in forward flexion, right? We spend so much of our lives bending forward, even just driving a car does that to us, if you've been doing it for as long as we have. Okay, I'm going to lower myself to the floor first, okay, to release the tension in the low back, then press back up into a little piece of heaven, okay? So I'm going to lower all the way down. This would be where you would want to grab your prop if you have it and you need it, okay? Your rolled up beach blanket or beach towel or a yoga block. And then I'm going to just press my whole body up and back. Slide the knees in a bit, okay? Toes to toes, open the knees, so straddle the knees, and then sit back towards your heels. So press them all the way back if you can. Then start to walk the hands forward. Come all the way down if you can, forward to the mat. And finally, you have the opportunity to release your belly button. Okay, so let your tummy just relax in this position. All the way down, knees apart, as best you can, comfort-wise. Good. And now for a little bit more back stretch, we'll add some back stretch to this. I'm going to really walk my hands as far forward as I can. So I'm going to take my elbows off the floor, right, from this super relaxed position. Kind of extend the arms and walk them as far forward as I can. And then I'm going to start to march my hands over to the right side until I get to about 2 o'clock, okay? And then take the right hand, relax it down by your side, and reach a little bit further with the left hand. So now you should feel a big stretch down your left side, all the way under your shoulders. Keep breathing. Now reach back overhead with the right hand and start to walk your hands to your left. Okay. I'm going to walk now over to 10 o'clock, keeping the right arm long, and then letting the left arm back here relax. Inch forward a little bit more with the fingertips. And then bring the right hand back out and walk the hands back to center. One more time. And then up as you lift your torso. Okay? Use your upper body strength to lift your body up. And we're going to flip over, grab your band, grab your beach towel, whatever's working for you today. Grab some water. We're going to go right into our band series today. Let's do left leg first today. Okay? So we're going to slide the band over your left instep, or just hook the beach towel over your foot. Roll back. Right foot to the floor. Left leg long and strong. All right? So left leg all the way down, nice and strong. Nice and tighten up your quadricep muscle and really straighten out your knee. Okay? Flex your foot. Take a deep breath in. And as you lift, you're going to just lift that leg straight up. Now, we've already done a lot of hamstring warm-up today, so I'm not going to go through 3 different stages of hamstring work today. I'm going to let you go straight into 2 or 3. In other words, either a strongly moderate stretch or a pretty difficult hard stretch. All right, go right into it because, again, we've already super warmed up. We're just going to hold it here and breathe. And relax into the stretch. Let your low back just sort of melt into the mat. Let the back of your neck melt into the mat. Release your jaw, release your forehead, your eyes, okay, and the back of your shoulders. So really the only thing that's working here, strength-wise, is my grip. I'm holding the band pretty strongly, right, but that's it. Now flex the foot and push the heel away. Yow! Pull the leg a little closer to you and keep breathing. Breathe in again. Big exhale. One more. Breathe in again. Big exhale. Yes. All right. My right arm is going to go out to T position for support. I'm going to open the left leg out to the side and let the right knee drop open in the opposite direction so that my belly and my low back, everything is still flat to the mat, okay? So I'm not rolling toward the leg I'm stretching, right? Keeping the core solidly, just like I said, glued to the mat. Think of if you're in Pilates classes at all. You're gluing that core area down to the mat. Breathe. If you need more challenge in this inner thigh stretch, okay, in this adductor stretch, then what you do is you bring the toes up up more towards your ear. That'll do it. Breathe and relax. Now we're going to switch to the other side, all right? So let's take a breath and bring the leg all the way up. Okay, straighten the knee up top. We're going to switch hands with the band for support. And the left arm is going to go out here to T position for support. Option one is just to cross the leg over, keeping it straight. The more challenge, option two, is to go ahead and lower the leg down, the right leg all the way to the floor, and let the left leg come across a little bit more. And we're going to add some internal hip rotation today. This one can be tough, right? So I'm going to take from this position, I'm just going to turn my toes down toward the floor, right? So I'm turning my big toe, if you think of my thumb as my big toe, I'm turning it down toward the floor. Breathe. And bring it back to neutral, and let's do some big hip circles by bringing both legs all the way together down at 6 o'clock. Let's do 3 today. We have time. All the way out to 3, up to 12, over to 9, and down again to 6 o'clock as your legs meet. Take it slowly. Don't be in a hurry. Go through your full range of motion. And be sure you're breathing, you're inhaling and exhaling as you go. This is circle number 3 in this direction. Let's reverse the circle. All right? Breathe. And around. Good. 2. Control. And here's 3. Around and down. And then one last hamstring stretch, up and hold. This time you've got the right leg extended to the floor, so you might feel a little bit more, might be more intense. Nice. Now go ahead and release by bending the knee. Slide the handles off your foot. Give yourselves a little hug around your shin, and then stir with the knee. Just round and round, a little stir. And reverse. Good. All right, let's switch legs. And place the left foot to the floor. Bring the right leg up and slide the handles over your right instep. I need to check my time. Okay, we're good. Here we go. Start by extending the right leg. Take it all the way down. All right. Strong core. Nice deep breath as you bring that leg straight up. And again, we're just going to hold in a 2 or 3 today. So if 1 is a very mild stretch and 3 is your most intense stretch. So between a 2 and a 3, I'm just going to go straight into it today since we've already warmed them up. Relax your upper body. Flex your foot, push the heel away. Like go more into your calf. Now for our IT band stretch. Right arm out this time for support, T position. Deep breath in, and then cross the right leg over the left and hold. Still keeping the back of the right shoulder on the floor. Now that's already a pretty intense stretch right here, right? But if you want a little bit more challenge, slide the left leg all the way down to the floor and cross the leg over a little bit more. And breathe. And then internal hip rotation. So you're going to take this flexed foot and then turn the toes down toward the mat, down toward the floor. All right, hip circles. Bring both legs down together at 6 o'clock. And then slowly take your time, full range of motion, out to 9, up to 12, and over to 3. Good. Be sure you're inhaling and exhaling as you go. And really, you're moving through your hip socket as much as possible and as little rocking and rolling on the floor with the rest of your body as you can, right? So I don't want to see all this kind of rocking and rolling around and around and around. I want you to keep a strong center, okay? And then just the leg moves in the hip socket. Ready for reverse? And you can't help some of it, but I think you understand what I'm trying to tell you. Breathe, 2. One more. All the way down and around. This time the left leg stays extended, and bring the right leg up. Hamstring stretch, 3 of 3. And calf stretch. And hip flexor stretch on the opposite side. So what have I left out today? Oh, maybe a little frog, and then we'll be up to do some more upper body stretching to finish it off. Okay, bending the right knee to release the stretch. Go ahead and draw the left leg up as well. I'm going to set the band aside, and then I'm going to put both feet down on the mat in front of me, legs together, okay, knees together, feet together. Place your hands, okay, on your hip bones, right in the center, and relax your upper body, relax your arms. And now just let your knees just drop open, fold open, and then let the soles of the feet come together, right? So you are in a frog stretch. Yes, you're in a frog stretch. Soles of your feet together, and just the weight of your legs and gravity, opening those inner thighs and hips and letting the knees drop down toward the floor, okay? Now, I do want you to keep your belly tight. That's one of the reasons I have your hands on your hip bones with my fingers on my tummy, okay, just below my navel. I want to be sure that I'm still holding my tummy in, and I haven't just popped my rib cage way up and relaxed everything, okay? So all of this stays strong while you're still letting these legs open up. Relax a little bit, relax your face, breathe. One more. Nice. Now, hands underneath those thighs. Just give them a little boost up. Draw your legs together. Both knees up over your chest. Give yourselves a little hug around your shins. And then roll to one side. Whatever top hand is, depending on what side you roll to, take your top hand, place your palm on the floor in front of your heart, and press yourself up to a seated position. Come back to something that's comfortable for you. All right. We'll do 1 or 2 more upper body stretches. Relax the neck, and we'll be out of here. All right. So let's start with a little bit of a tricep stretch. Take your right arm out. Bring your fingertips towards your shoulder. Take your left hand underneath the elbow and start to press it up toward the ceiling for a tricep stretch. All right. If you're a little more advanced, or if you just are more flexible, you can take that right arm up and drop the hand behind your back, and then use the other arm to help with the tricep stretch this way. So either way works. Breathe, sit tall. Try to keep your chin level with the floor. So not only are you getting a tricep stretch, but you're starting to really open the shoulder. And on your next exhale, we'll release it. Okay. And then the other side, left hand, fingertips to shoulder. Start to help point the elbow up toward the ceiling. If you can do that, then you can reach your fingers down behind your back and do a full tricep stretch from here. Sometimes it's not the tricep that's giving you trouble, it's the shoulder. Understood. One more breath. And release. Okay, shoulder rolls. Good. And then our other favorite posture stretch, since we're all warmed up for it. Lace your fingers together in the front. Excuse me. Turn your palms inside out. And press the hands and palms and arms away from your body. So get as much extension in the elbows as you can. Straighten the elbows out as much as you can. Extend means to straighten, right? Now take a breath. And as you exhale, you're going to start to reach up toward the ceiling. You're going to reach up and back as high as you can for a big shoulder and rotator opener. Breathe. One more good breath. And exhale, and go ahead and lower your hands back down in the front. And release. Nice, good job. All right, our neck releases. I'm going to switch my feet. Okay, take your left fingertips, slide them underneath your left cheek, and sit on them, right? Right hand up and over, just to the top of your ear. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, I'm just going to move to the right so that my left elbow straightens out a little bit. And then once my body is sort of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, then I'm going to let my right ear drop down toward my right shoulder. Now this 2 fingertip touch on your head, super, super gentle, and it's always optional. You can let the weight of your head just stretch your shoulder, just stretch your neck or your shoulder without this extra help from your hand. That's perfectly fine. Okay? And from here, I'm just going to turn, do a little bit of a twist, and look back down toward my right hip. Move the fingers back to the back of the head. Nice, release, inhale, take everything back up to the center, and switch sides. Sit on your right fingertips. Take your left hand up and over to the top of your ear. Breath in, move left, and then exhale and let your ear drop down toward your shoulder. Breathe. Exhale, turn and look down toward your hip. Fingers move behind your head. The stretch goes down behind the shoulder blade. You should be able to feel it there. Release, bring everything back to center one last time. Okay. And you all know what's coming. Okay. The back up cam stretch. Relax your shoulders. Keep everything square. Keep your chin level with the floor. Deep breath in. Turn and look over your right shoulder as if you were getting ready to back up the car without a backup camera. It's malfunctioning on your car, and you actually have to turn and look. 2 fingertip touch on the jawbone, very lightly, optional. Give it a little bit of help. Now, I realize if you were actually trying to back your car up, you would fully turn and look over your shoulder. But this is just neck only today, right? Breathe. Just a nice way to finish. And then as you come around to the center, let the fingers move to the middle of your chin. And just gently press back about an inch, centering your ears over your shoulders and straightening, lining up your cervical spine, straightening out the back of your neck. And then turn and look over your left shoulder, like fingertip touch on the jawline, around to the left. Nice job. Release everything back to center. Just relax your arms. And I'm just going to look up, just tilting my chin up toward the sky. Exhaling, chin to chest. Let the weight of your head stretch the back of your shoulders. And as you lift your face, reach the arms up as well. Big deep breath in. And then open. Good. And then give yourselves a nice hug, pat on the back. Thank you for coming. And that sign language for peace. Pray that you all have peace in your day this week. Thanks so much for coming and joining me. I'm Robin. Hope to see you next week. Next week, we will be using a chair for stretching. That third week of the month, we usually do stretching from the chair. So hope you're able to join us. I'll make myself a little note to do a reminder of if you, fall prevention. If you do fall, the proper way or the best way to get back up and make that easy. So that way you also will feel comfortable joining us on the mat. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.